To celebrate St. Patrick's Day a little early, I'm going to enjoy some Paddy's Irish Whisky from the 1950s and 1960s, and maybe a little something else along the way. So let's get this started. In 1825, the Murphy brothers built what was to become known as the Old Midleton Distillery in Cork, Ireland. James Murphy helped a bunch of Cork distilleries merge to become the Cork Distilleries Company in 1867. Then in 1877, this company produced what was known as the Cork Distillery Company Old Irish Whisky. In 1882, they hired a salesman named Paddy Flaherty to help sell the stuff around Ireland, and he was so good at selling this whiskey that it became known as Paddy's Whisky because it's what he brought to all the pubs and to the shops. The company, in fact, renamed the whiskey to Paddy's in 1912. In 1966, the Cork Distilleries Company merged with Powers and Jameson's to form the Irish Distillers. In 1975, the new Midleton Distillery opened up in Cork, and the Old Midleton Distillery was closed. In 2016, the brand Paddy's was sold to an American company called Sazerac. Let's take a look at these 3 bottles of Paddy Irish Whisky. I'm actually only going to be drinking from 2 of them, and I'll show you in a moment why. This first bottle has a good fill level right in the lower neck. The alcohol content is measured in proof, which puts it 1989 or earlier. The liquid volume is measured in fractions of a pint, which sets it 1979 or earlier. The upper label states that the whiskey was distilled by the Cork Distilleries Company. The Cork Distilleries Company ceased to be in 1966, which puts this whiskey at 1966 or earlier. The bottom label lists an age statement of 10 years old. The Cork Distilleries Company ended the 10-year-old age statement in 1964, which puts this bottling at 1964 or earlier. I will not be drinking from this second bottle because it's gross. The screw cap has already been opened. Fill level is very low, and the whiskey itself is cloudy. So I will not be drinking this whiskey. But I will be drinking this whiskey. It measures its alcohol in proof and measures the liquid volume in fractions of a pint. And its upper label states that the whiskey was distilled by the Cork Distilleries Company. So this all sets it before 1966. I think it's time to drink. But before I open up the whiskeys, the Old Midleton Distillery was built by the Murphys family. And also in Cork was Ladies' Well Brewery, which produced Murphy's Stout. So let's have a little Murphy Stout, along with some of the Murphys family's finest whiskey. Cilantro. First, the older Paddy's. That's a well-sealed bottle. And then, this bottle of Paddy's. If I can figure out how to open it up. Oh, wow. It's a cork. Oh my goodness. I have to say, this is a really big surprise. This bottle's older than I thought. Murphy's for strength. The 1950s, early 60s Paddy's. A little bit of sulfur. Okay, more than a little bit of sulfur. Leather, curry powder, rubbery smoke. It's very savory. It's very meaty. I believe this is going to need some time to open up. The key with old blends is finding the balance between giving enough time to open up, but appreciating it before it fades out. So don't freak out. If you open up an old dusty whiskey and it stinks, give it time. The nose is starting to clean up a little bit here. More herbs coming up, maybe some lemons. The other patties. There's fruit, coal smoke, kind of a Frangelico nutty liqueur note. There are no classic American oak notes to this. Yeah, the fruits are getting bigger, more intense. I would say pineapple. It has a nice grassiness to it. Yeah, it has something between clay and Play-Doh. Marzipan, butterscotch, vanilla ice cream. 15-year-old bourbon court rum. Tart blackberries, a little bit of herbal bitterness. The fill level on this was not great, but the palate is clean. All those dessert flavors stay on the palate right through the finish. This is like a pepper bomb. Jalapenos and like pink and white peppercorns and cracked black pepper. A little bit of like vanilla and caramel in the background, but it's sharp, man. Damp forest moss. A bit of tar. And the finish is actually the cleanest part. The nose is the dirtiest. The palate's in the middle, but the finish is pretty clean. There's very little sulfur, full of barley, hint of sweetness, maybe a little bit of toffee. To sum up, this is a lover, this is a fighter. Cold rainy night, a sunny spring day. I need a sip of this. If you're watching this right now, and you know when the Cork Distilleries Company stopped using, well, corks in their minis, I would love to know, because I have no idea how old this whiskey is. I'm getting a little mustard in here now. A bit like Dijon mustard or mustard powder.
Papa.
Sounds like my time is up.